the years between 1925 and 2025, mark a period of immense change for Canada. Over these 100 years, the nation has undergone a remarkable transformation, evolving in ways that were once unimaginable. This century witnessed Canada's evolution from a young dominion to a confident multicultural nation on the global stage. The journey was marked by significant milestones, each contributing to the rich tapestry of Canadian history. It was a time of great economic swings, from the prosperity of the roaring Twenties, where jazz music filled the air and the economy boomed, to the hardship of the Great Depression. The stock market crash of 1929 brought widespread poverty and unemployment, testing the resilience of the Canadian people. Canada played a pivotal role in global conflicts, shaping its identity and place in the world. During World War II, Canadian soldiers fought bravely on numerous fronts, earning a reputation for courage and tenacity. This era saw the rise of social movements, challenging norms and advocating for equality. The fight for women's suffrage, labor rights and civil liberties gained momentum, leading to significant societal changes. Indigenous peoples fought for recognition of their rights and reconciliation for past injustices. Their struggle for justice and equality has been a crucial part of Canada's journey towards a more inclusive society. Technological advancements revolutionized industries, communication, and daily life. From the advent of the telephone and radio to the rise of the internet and digital technology, these innovations have reshaped the Canadian landscape. Canada in 2025 stands as a testament to its resilience, adaptability, and the enduring spirit of its people. The nation has faced numerous challenges, from economic recessions to global pandemics, yet it has always emerged stronger. This essay will delve into the key events and figures that shaped this transformative century in Canadian history. Figures like Lester B. Pearson, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, and Terry Fox, whose Marathon of Hope inspired millions, have left an indelible mark on the nation. It will explore the social, political, economic, and technological forces that molded the nation. The rise of multiculturalism, the impact of immigration, and the development of a robust healthcare system are just a few of the topics that will be covered. By understanding its past, we gain a deeper appreciation for the Canada we know today. The journey from 1925 to 2025 is a story of growth, resilience, and transformation, reflecting the spirit of a nation that continues to evolve and thrive. As we look to the future, we carry forward the lessons and legacies of the past century, ready to face new challenges and embrace new opportunities. This is the story of Canada, a nation ever-changing, ever-growing, and ever-strong. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. The year 1925 began with a sense of optimism. The air was filled with hope and excitement as people looked forward to a brighter future. The end of the First World War had brought a sense of relief and a desire to rebuild and move forward. The streets were bustling with activity, and there was a palpable sense of progress and innovation. The First World War was over, and Canada experienced economic growth. Factories were running at full capacity, producing goods for both domestic consumption and export. The economy was booming, and there was a sense of prosperity that permeated every aspect of life. People were finding jobs, and businesses were thriving. The cities were expanding, and new opportunities seemed to be around every corner. New technologies like the radio and automobile emerged. These innovations transformed daily life, making it easier for people to connect with each other and explore new horizons. Families gathered around the radio to listen to news and entertainment, while the automobile allowed for greater mobility and freedom. These advancements brought a sense of modernity and excitement to the era. Cities expanded and industries flourished. The skyline of Canadian cities was changing rapidly, with new buildings and infrastructure projects springing up everywhere. The construction industry was booming, providing jobs and fueling economic growth. Industrial workers played a crucial role in this transformation, working tirelessly to build the foundations of a modern Canada. This period, known as the Roaring Twenties, was a time of social and cultural change. The youth embraced new forms of music, dance, and fashion, breaking away from traditional norms. Jazz clubs and dance halls became popular gathering places where people could let loose and enjoy the vibrant nightlife. The flapper, with her bold fashion choices and carefree attitude, became a symbol of this new, liberated era. Women gained the right to vote in federal elections in 1921, signifying a shift in societal norms. This milestone was the result of years of activism and struggle by the women's suffrage movement. It marked a significant step towards gender equality and empowered women to take a more active role in public life. The newfound political power of women began to influence policies and shape the future of the nation. However, this prosperity was short-lived. Beneath the surface of economic growth and social change, there were underlying vulnerabilities. The stock market, which had been a source of wealth and speculation, was built on shaky foundations. Many people invested heavily, driven by the belief that the good times would never end. But this overconfidence would soon lead to disaster. The stock market crash of 1929 plunged the world into the Great Depression. Canada was hit hard. The sudden collapse of the stock market wiped out fortunes overnight and sent shockwaves through the economy. Businesses closed, banks failed, and the once thriving cities fell into despair. The impact was felt across the country, from the bustling urban centers to the rural farmlands. Unemployment soared, and many families struggled to survive. The Great Depression brought widespread hardship and suffering. Breadlines and soup kitchens became common sights as people sought any means to feed their families. The social fabric of the nation was strained as communities grappled with the harsh realities of poverty and unemployment. The sense of optimism that had defined the Roaring Twenties was replaced by a struggle for survival. The prairies suffered immensely, with drought and dust storms devastating farmlands. The agricultural heartland of Canada was hit particularly hard. Crops failed and the land turned to dust, making farming nearly impossible. The combination of economic collapse and environmental disaster created a perfect storm of misery for those who depended on the land for their livelihood. Many farmers were forced to abandon their homes in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The government, under Prime Minister R.B. Bennett, faced criticism for its handling of the crisis. Bennett's policies were seen as inadequate and ineffective in addressing the scale of the disaster. Protests and public discontent grew as people demanded more substantial support and intervention. The government's response to the crisis became a focal point of political debate and shaped the future direction of Canadian policy. This period exposed the vulnerabilities of the Canadian economy and highlighted the need for social safety nets. The Great Depression revealed the fragility of the economic system and the lack of protections for those in need. It became clear that more robust social programs were necessary to prevent such widespread suffering in the future. The lessons learned during this time would influence the development of social welfare policies for years to come. The hardships of the 1930s left a lasting impact, shaping government policies and social welfare programs for decades to come. The experience of the Great Depression led to a re-evaluation of the role of government in providing for the well-being of its citizens. New programs and policies were implemented to create a safety net for the most vulnerable members of society. The legacy of this era can still be seen in the social welfare systems that exist today, ensuring that the lessons of the past continue to inform the present and future. The outbreak of World War II in 1939 was a pivotal moment in global history. The world was once again plunged into a devastating conflict that would last for 6 long years, reshaping nations and altering the course of history. Canada, a nation still recovering from the Great Depression, was drawn into this global conflict. The call to arms resonated across the country, and Canadians from coast to coast answered with unwavering resolve. Under the steadfast leadership of Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King, Canada joined the Allied forces. King's speeches rallied the nation, emphasizing the importance of unity and collective effort in the face of adversity. Canadians from all walks of life enlisted in the military, contributing significantly to the war effort. Young men and women, farmers, factory workers and professionals alike donned uniforms and prepared to serve their country. Canadian troops fought bravely in Europe, participating in key battles like the Battle of the Atlantic and the liberation of the Netherlands. Their courage and determination were instrumental in securing victory for the Allied forces. On the home front, women took on new roles in factories and shipyards, supporting the war effort. They built ships, manufactured munitions, and kept the wheels of industry turning, proving that they were just as capable as their male counterparts. The war spurred industrial production and technological advancements, boosting the Canadian economy. Factories operated around the clock, producing everything from aircraft to ammunition, and innovations in technology paved the way for future growth. The war had a profound impact on Canadian society. It brought people together, fostering a sense of national unity and purpose that transcended regional and cultural differences. Wartime rallies and unity posters became symbols of this newfound solidarity. Communities across the country held events to support the troops, raise funds, and boost morale. However, the war also had its darker moments. The internment of Japanese Canadians remains a painful chapter in Canadian history. Families were uprooted from their homes, their properties confiscated, and they were placed in internment camps under harsh conditions. The war years marked a turning point, solidifying Canada's international standing and laying the foundation for its post-war growth. As Canadian soldiers returned home, they were greeted as heroes, and the nation embarked on a new era of prosperity and development. The sacrifices made during the war were not in vain, as they helped shape Canada into the strong, united, and resilient nation it is today.